Hello everyone, and today I'm going to talk to you about why I want to teach Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Before I get there, I just want to make a confession. I don't think I've really ever done a fantastic job in teaching a class novel, because teaching a class novel is really tricky. You have to be able to find a novel that speaks to your students, gets them engaged in the story itself, and then while your students are engaged in the story, you slip in all the lessons. And I just don't feel like I've ever really found that book. And I've been teaching books for my whole career. They've been good books to teach skills, but maybe not necessarily truly enjoyable books to read. And that's a big hang up for me when I'm teaching, because if my students aren't engaged in the book, then what are we doing? And so that's why I've settled on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, because that is a book which is truly enjoyable to read. And I want to make it easier for you. So not only will you have the book to read, but you will also have the audio to listen to as well. So you'll have both ends of reading the book visually and taking annotations while also listening to the audio and hearing the characters' voices, which is an incredibly helpful way to really get yourself into the story. At its heart, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is a mystery. And the good thing about mysteries is they are able to get their little hooks into your brain and keep you engaged in the story. But more importantly, Harry Potter is a wonderful book to read for school, because there are so many things that we can talk about and learn about through reading this book. And ultimately, that is why we teach books. It's not just, here's a book, read it. We are using the book as a means to teach you how to analyze and think about literature in a new and creative way. And one of the things that I like the most about the Harry Potter series as a whole, but this book in particular, aside from the cool mystery that hooks you and the world that is magical and interesting which hooks you, there's also the element of experiencing characters, reading characters, and understanding characters. Characterization is a big part of our curriculum, and Harry Potter does a wonderful way of establishing characters very clearly. And I love that. I love that you can look at a character's name and know something about them. You can look at the way they are described and know something about them. And you can use all of that information to help you better understand the story itself. And of course, let's not forget about themes, because theme is one of the most difficult things to really wrap your head around when you're reading a story. And there's certainly been some books I've taught in the past where the theme is kind of difficult to really get to. Whereas with Harry Potter, there are lots of different kinds of themes. And I think those themes will certainly speak to a lot of you when we think about where we are in the world right now. In Harry Potter, we'll see themes of friendship and what it's like to form friendships and make those bonds when you go to a new school that you've never seen or maybe even heard of before. The themes of belonging. I think now, especially when we are not even in the same classroom together, when we are just so separated, when we can experience this lack of belonging or the sense of needing belonging to find peace in ourselves and the world around us. And that's definitely another theme that you'll see in the book. And I'm not going to spend any more time talking about themes, because we will discuss those when we get to the book. But these are just a couple of the reasons. Aside from this is just a wonderful book to read, there are just some great things that we can talk about and learn how to analyze literature in a more effective and better way. And what better way than to learn how to analyze literature than in the magic world of Harry Potter? So I'm really excited to study this book with you. And I hope that you get on board with me and see how wonderful this book is and learn a bunch of things along the way. Thank you for your attention, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you soon.